Mr. Bogut, go do what you have to do. If you look at my page, when you get the opportunity, there'll be pictures and some videos that you can look at, a little bit inside my classroom and a little bit about me. So we do have a pet, Tippy the turtle. He's number 1 on the left there. At the bottom is my letter, all about me, and then just some, like I said, some pictures of things that we've done in the past. So you are welcome to take a few minutes and learn a little bit more about me and take a peek inside what a classroom at campus of mine would look like. But we'll try to make it look the same virtually. I'm excited for this year to start, and it'll be a cool time for us to learn and grow from each other.
We are really excited to work with you guys this year. And one thing that we're going to try to do as we start this first week is just get to know each other, because there's a lot we're going to have to learn. And kind of like Ms. Alrich was just talking about, we're all trying to find a way to make our in-person classrooms all go online so we can all work together really well. So this website is kind of our first stepping point, all right, our first starting point. You can see on each of our tabs, just like we ran through here, we have information about us, our class letters, or an email address there, and that will always be there. We're gonna upload some more pictures and stuff as we go throughout the year, just kind of change it up a little bit. But if you scroll down here on our home page, this is where a lot of information is gonna be to help us get started. So as I'm sure you guys have heard, we're gonna be using different platforms like Schoology and Microsoft, all that fun stuff. And it's going to be a little overwhelming if we try to start all that at one time. So this website will help us kind of start that learning process together, all right? If you scroll down here, you're going to see the most recent updates. Like you'd see one update for our orientation tonight. Thank you all for coming. And then tomorrow, we're going to do coffee and questions at 10 a.m. just to kind of talk about any general questions you may have as we start to reopen the school year. Below that, we got a lot of different links that are all going to help us get connected. And we're going to take turns today sharing with you about some of this information is. But this is all here on the home page. And the website is www.cisfourthgrade.com. All right. I'm going to post that in the chat. So while we're presenting, if y'all would like to follow along, you're more than welcome to click around on it and explore it. All right. So I'm going to pass it off to Ms. Holly while I am typing in the address. Ms. Holly is going to walk y'all through our virtual schedule, what the day-to-day might look like the first week of school.
All right, perfect. Okay. Hi, everybody. So our schedule, I don't want you to get stressed about it because it is tentative. I know all of us have spoken to our families. So we are starting at 8:30 every day. Your child will log on. For this week, it will be Zoom until we start learning more about Microsoft Teams, which we will eventually go into. But for this week, it is Zoom. You will get that Zoom information from your teacher. So every day starts off at 8:30. We will do morning meeting, we will touch base with the kids, maybe do a fun activity, and then start some ELA. As you can see, there are breaks within the schedule throughout the day where kids can get up, go get a snack, whatever they need to do. This schedule is color-coded. So if you look blue, we have Encore Classes, your gym, music, art, and media will be Encore Classes. It does not mean that the student will be on 50 minutes with a teacher. They will be on, learn, get some directions, do an activity, and then they'll be on their own. So if you look at the green, that's Synchronous Classes. So synchronous would be the time where the teacher's actually teaching. So this is where your kids will get their instruction, knowing what to do. The lessons will be recorded. So if your child is sick or needs to miss, please feel free to reach out. We will always be able to send you the lesson later. And then we have the asynchronous time, which I don't think you can see that at the bottom. That color is, yep, you got it, thank you, is the gold. So students will be completing work on their own, independently. I've had talks with families, concerns about that, and here's how we're going to address those. If you are working from home, or if you are, you know, if you're worried about your child not being on task, let us handle that. Let us look at their assignments. We will be grading their assignments. We will be holding them accountable. So don't worry, don't stress, take one day at a time. The first week is a get to know you week. Don't expect a lot of academics. We'll be just figuring it out. The purple, Wednesdays. So Wednesdays is kind of like a catch-up day. We will touch base with families. We will have, you might have your enrichment time. We'll be doing small groups. We'll be doing small groups throughout the week. But Wednesday's a catch-up day. Maybe your student needs some one-on-one. Your child needs some one-on-one help. Those are times that we will set up with you once things get going and we figure it out. Okay? So again, if this is tentative, this may not stay exactly this way, but know that 8:30 every single day, we'd love for your child to be ready, sitting at their desk and ready to start the day. Okay, that's it.
All right. So I think it's my turn. I think we're passing off the baton. I don't know if you can see it. It's an invisible one. It's an online one, virtual. So it's my turn. Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Johnson again. If you just got here, another fourth grade teacher. I'm going to talk about our supply list. Most of you should have received a supply list in the mail with your letter. If you did not, here's what we're looking at. We're looking at this for the first quarter specifically. Someone had asked me if this was for year round, but we're literally just trying to go along to get along. I feel like the word for the year is grace and patience for everybody. That's my word that I'm using, and I hope that you're using it too, because this has been just a crazy year for everybody. Everyone's in this pandemic. Everybody's dealing with it in their way. So that's the word for the year. And I hope that you are taking grace for yourself first and patience with yourself first in whatever way you're doing it. And then you're able to extend it to others, because we're going to do the same thing over here. And just know we're all in this together. Okay. We will get through it. One day, one moment, one quarter at a time. So this supply list is just for the first quarter. Personal whiteboard, dry erase marker. I'm not going to read it. You know how to read, but that is there for you. If for any reason you have any difficulties getting to that, please let us know. Also, the district is going to be passing out some supplies as well. We don't have a date for that yet, but as soon as we do, we will let you know. Secondly, we're going to go to, can we go to essential agreements first? And then norms, please. Thank you. All right, so the essential agreements are still the same. Most of you have been here since kindergarten. Even if you haven't been here, I know you've heard of the essential agreements and what we have. That is still the case. But we are going to talk about how that's going to look in an online space. And each one of your teachers next week, we're going to talk about what does being inclusive look like in an online virtual space? What does speaking or communicating kindly look like in an online space? All these things we're going to go through. And as a classroom, as a community, we're going to talk about that individually and what that is going to look like and how it's going to look like, sound like, feel like in our class. So with that, I'm going to go to classroom norms, but only as an example, a sample. Like I said, each classroom is going to go and talk about and build it together on what that's going to look like. So, you know, we have some expectations, we have some suggestions and guidelines, but we want to come up with that together. Let's see, lastly, the learner profile. I believe the learner profile is also up there as well. If you want to look at that, there it is. Yeah. So how we're still living the learner profile, even though we're online and learning virtually. So we'll talk about that as well and work as a community in each classroom to look at what does it look like to be an inquirer or being a thinker, being balanced. I know for me personally, if I'm being completely honest, I have not done a good job of being balanced right now because it has been, you know, it's been a lot. So that's definitely going to be one of my growths for this year, coming into it, how I can be more balanced and, get outside and do those things to be a well-rounded individual, reflective, communicator, all those things. What is this going to look like in our virtual learning space? So we want you to start thinking about that now when you are in your classrooms and your homerooms. We're going to talk about that and build it and have a lot of communication around that and build that community together. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything I went through, if I went too fast or anything like that, let me know. You can ask a question in the chat. I think we're going to pass the baton. I'm passing the baton to Ms. Outrich, I believe. Right? Yes.
Yes, I am going to be the host here in just a moment. Unless Mr. Bubba, you have something else to say.
Nope, I'm making you the host right now. And just like Ms. Johnson said, please feel free to put stuff in the chat box. Whoever is not talking is in that chat box answering questions as we got. Did it make it to you, Katie?
No, it still shows me as viewing your screen. There we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen in just a moment here. Okay. So first I'm going to go through a couple things. I know a lot of you probably have questions about Schoology, which is the way that your child will access assignments and activities. So I know that it's something that you really want to know a little bit more about. Honestly, we are not sure about a few things, and we're kind of working through the motions just as you are. So please, like Ms. Johnson said, grace and patience is going to be our one of our themes for the year. On the website that Mr. Bubbett had up originally, and I'll go back to that in a moment here, there are links to get to this exact page that I'm on right now. It's super easy if you use that website. If you don't have that readily available, you can do a quick search in the search bar here. This URL is unique to the district, so it will work for every student. And you will be taken to this page here. We are having our kids log in with Active Directory, which means that they'll be logging in through their email. And I do have permission to use this one. I'm going to show you an example of what a student account actually looks like. It will always be firstname.lastname@cmsdk12.org. And then your child will just be specific to them. The password is an alphanumeric password. I just need to make sure that I remember this one. Okay, so this will pop up. I always suggest saying yes. That means it will save your information to a certain degree, but I hit no because I do not want it to save. So now you log in here, and this is the way that every student will need to log in order to access Schoology. You'll scroll down until you get to the actual Schoology app here, which is this one. You'll click it, and it will direct you to the Schoology portal. The most important button, I would say, for your child is the courses button. Right now, this is how this account was set up to start by just showing you the course dashboard. On the teacher's end, we have our courses listed. So they're listed by subject area. So at some point, your child will have more than one course listed here, again, by subject area. Right now, they only have access to things that they've been allowed, that we've given them access to. So I made kind of a, what we call a sandbox account, just something that we as teachers made to play with and kind of get to know the portal a little bit better. So I was able to have him join my sandbox. And for something that you have to reference, this will kind of help you out this video right here just to see like what it is that is the most important. So like I said, courses will be your most important button to click. Groups is not something that I think that you'll need to focus on, but eventually on Wednesdays when we do maybe some clubs, you'll have the opportunity to maybe do a chess club. That could be a part of your group, depending on how we decide to set that up. Resources will have documents from your child's Microsoft account. So this is...
So, excuse me, basically you're saying each child has to create an email account.
Nope, everybody will get their login information through their homeroom teacher. So don't worry about, I would say don't worry about them getting that information. You will be given that information from every homeroom teacher at some point by Tuesday. Okay.
Okay.
Good question though. So when you go into, your child also has access to grades here. So they'll be able to get their grades in real time as we grade them. Parents will have access to this as well. One thing we just don't have too much information about is the parents' end of it and the grade book here. But we do know that that is an option in Schoology, is for you to have access to looking at grades. I'm just gonna click in here so you kind of see exactly what the student's end does look like. So when they in here, they'll have some options on the left, which I would say right now, when they log in, they're just gonna focus on what's right here in front of them. And as we do in class, if we were in person, these are things that we make routines of, and we practice and we model, and we make sure that every child is able to access this before we really use it as a platform together. So if you're feeling confused and if you're feeling overwhelmed, I would say that it's something that we are responsible for, and we'll make sure that your child knows where to click, how to click, where they need to go in order to access assignments. But for right now, when they go into their classes, when they do show up, they'll know exactly what they need to focus on. But again, I would just be patient because we're still kind of learning the process as well.
Right.
I'm just gonna kind of scroll down here. This button right here I've learned is, for me, really helpful. You can click this and it's kind of like a help center. So you can click that, and then let's say I was not really sure what courses meant. You can type that in, and then it will kind of narrow it down by what you are looking for. For most parents and students, you're gonna wanna focus on the ones that have students in parentheses, because that's gonna be aimed at what the students would see. But again, feel free. I know that we've probably at some point all said this. Please reach out to us whenever you're not sure about something. This is an option, but I want everyone to feel comfortable enough to come to us when they're not sure about something. Let me see here. I'm gonna go back here in just a second.
Yeah. So tell me this. If I'm not comfortable and I come to you, what's going to be the response time?
I've always said 24 hours. I think that that's pretty possible for all of our teachers. But I would say that have your child, from now until Tuesday, your child will have the opportunity to talk to us face to face and get any questions that they feel that they have. But 24 hours, I think, is a standard for the school, from what I've always been aware of.
Okay.
Mr. Bobbitt, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Can you go into the website and pull that up for me, and then I'm going to make you the host so that you can share your screen, because I don't have it up and I don't want to mess anything up with it. Is that cool? All right, I'm going to make you the host. All right, there you go.
Awesome. If you could stop sharing your screen, and then I'll share mine. All right, we're gonna switch it over. So we're gonna navigate back to CISfourthgrade.com. All right, so everything that Miss Outridge just showed you, you can find it here. The link.
All right, Mr. Bobbitt, can you pull up the Be the Change slide real quick?
All right, so I know Schoology is not the only thing that you're wondering about. You're probably wondering how we are actually going to start our year. What are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? A school-wide theme for Campus International is that quote right there, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. And however it's going to be phrased, we want our students to be thinking of ways that they can make a change and a difference in the world around them. So fortunately, our first unit, which is who we are, is an amazing opportunity for us to make the connection between the school-wide theme and our central idea. So, Mr. Bubba, can you scroll down for me? A little, I guess you could say, peek inside of our unit of inquiry is, like I said, who we are. And the central idea is responsibilities, promote, and protect rights. Not only does it go along super well with what our school-wide theme is, but also just what's going on in the world around us. I think that it's kind of amazing how we've been dealt with this scenario, and given the unit that we have first, I know that the kids will have a lot to talk about. The lines of inquiry are at the bottom here, as well as the key concepts. So you're welcome to read a little bit more about that if you'd like. But just so you know, we will be having a lot of conversations about making a difference and change. So I encourage you to continue to ask your child, what do you want to see change in the world around you, and how are you going to do that? Because that's what we're going to be talking about a lot together as we start the new year. Thanks, Mr. Bubbett.
All right. So we've given you a lot of information here when it comes to logging in to Seesaw, the class list, the schedule. There's one more thing that we want to show you before we leave you guys today. And we're going to open it up for a little questions and answers the best we can after we do this. Down here at the bottom, these last couple of links, these are support centers, right? So this middle link right here is actually just going to take you straight to the place to log into. If you're trying to log into Clever, it'll take you to the CMSD correct link. So this will take you right in where you could do just what you saw Miss Outreach doing. As you can tell, it's even just populating my own stuff. It's taking me straight to my work desk. So, but these other two links right here, they're help desks. I'm gonna start off with the CMSD support one. This has got a lot of different resources and materials for things that are happening in CMSD as they get new information updates with the software like Schoology and Clever, and also just general updates about our COVID response as things change, because as you know, they've been changing rapidly for the past handful of months. So it's all here in one spot. If you're having any trouble with accessing your child's email address through the district, you can first reach out to us. And then if you're still having trouble logging in, if and when you get a district computer, if you're one of the families that requested technology, they are starting to process those. We do not know when we're going to give them to you yet because we have not been given that date yet. However, we do know they're coming. There's been some trouble with students logging in the district computer that they received. Some of that information is here on this webpage. If you scroll down here, it'll show you how to create different email addresses so you can log in as a parent. It helps you log into the CMSD computers. It helps you log into Microsoft. We know that everyone's in very different boats in terms of being comfortable with this situation. Everyone has got very different levels of experience. This website, this page will help some of us who are new to Microsoft and new to Clever get started. Then, once we get familiar with logging in through Microsoft or going through Clever, and we finally make it to Schoology, that's the end goal. When we get to Schoology, it's where most of the classwork is going to happen in this virtual world. That is a totally different software, and it's new to us. The teachers have just started exploring it, and it's definitely new to the whole district. So we also felt it was really important to include the Schoology support link down here. This S will take you straight to their help desk. And Schoology is this really cool thing, but it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of cool things, and it's overwhelming. It's kind of like, I've been talking to a few families, like the first time we experienced email, and I was like, whoa, this is so awesome, so many buttons. And then, you know, you just got quickly overwhelmed with, oh, wow, this does a lot. So Schoology is awesome, but it's a lot to take in. It's going to take us some time to process it and learn it. The teachers, we're still processing, we're still learning. So this is for you guys. Up here at the top, it'll take you through whatever way you're approaching Schoology. Y'all are going to go to the student page. And then these drop-down menus will have every topic you can imagine when it comes to starting with Schoology. So for example, if we go down to, like maybe you've gotten in Schoology, you've logged in, and you want to know more about the resources. If you click on this page here, it'll bring up this drop-down menu. You can click on My Resources, and then it just explains exactly what you're looking at. What's really cool about Schoology, as you can see on my screen here, it has these little videos. It shows you exactly what to click on. I can't begin to tell you how much this has helped me when I do the teacher version of this. I've been texting the team going like, how do you upload a document? And I can't figure it out. If you go to this website, they'll show you exactly how to do it. And they cover any topic you can imagine. So we have found, as teachers, we have found this website very, very helpful. And also, if you're still stuck and you've already talked to us, we've already looked at this website and we still can't figure it out, then we can reach out to Schoology and they can give us a hand. So that should take us through almost all of the website links here. We're going to leave these here for you. We're not going to take these down and mess with them. Just a couple of other ones I wanted you to be aware of. This is our webpage, the CIS, like the online webpage. If you can go to Campus International's homepage, the PCO page, or calendar. So this is just kind of general information up here. This last one is something we're going to have to remind ourselves of often. If you just need a moment, just need to breathe, might need to take a moment here, get into your calming space here, and just trying to get into a situation where you could take a break. Hold on, I gotta get this ad out of here. Here we go. Take a moment, go stand on the ocean, slow down, take some deep breaths. This is always gonna be here for you guys. But for real though, we joke around, but this is going to be a pretty overwhelming situation. If anything we could communicate to you guys today is that we're here for you. We don't expect everything to go right. The only thing we expect is that we will figure it out together, and we'll do so celebrating when we win, picking up the pieces when we lose, and growing together. It's going to be an adventure. And first and foremost, we care about you. We want you to be happy. We want you to be healthy. And this whole team is here to help you do that. And in the process, we're going to learn some amazing things. So if you guys have anything else you want to add, chime in. If there's any questions, we'll stick around for a minute. It might get a little overwhelming if we all try to unmute ourselves. So just kind of be conscious of that if you're going to hit the unmute button, or we could use the chat feature either way. But don't hesitate to reach out to us either here or afterwards. You have our cell phone numbers, you have our email addresses, you have everything you need.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. On the page, you are showing where you sign up for a Yahoo account, a Gmail account, or create a Clever account. As the students receive their their PMSD email, do they still have to sign up for any other email address? Or do they have to create a account?
That's a great question. And so let me make this very clear, because that's an excellent question. We have, right now, we have accounts for the students through Outlook. their Microsoft accounts. So we have those logins, we have their email addresses and the passwords they're going to be using. We just haven't mailed them out yet. We're still in the processes of just reaching out to families. However, if you email or text your teacher, we should have access to. We got an updated list today of the final list of email addresses. So you do not need to sign up for one for your student. They have their own.
Okay, so once they receive that email address with their CMSD, that's it. They don't have to create an account or anything up on the Clever or anything else.
You got it. You're exactly right. And so it's going to be different. In the 3rd grade, they were not giving out those email addresses. We haven't given them out at all. But they've been using like these little shorthand logins. But we're going to try to get them to use the email addresses so that way they have access to Microsoft, Clever, Schoology. So just reach out to your teacher, send them a message, email or text, and just say, hey, can I get my child's login stuff? And then y'all could jump in and start experimenting and try to play with it between now and Tuesday.
Okay, and then I also have one more question. If a student was to fall behind, can they move forward in Schoology with their work, or will it just stop them on what needs to be completed?
So it's got different settings on it, and we're still trying to learn with it. But I want to address the heart of your question first. If you start falling behind, can you catch up, or are you going to be left behind? I think I don't know what that looks like on Schoology, but I can tell you that we as a team are designing stuff that is going to we're going to try to do our best to make this make sense for you. Y'all are working. You got some families who can sit right there next to the computer with them and figure it out. We have some families where the kids are doing little pods. We have some families that kids are going to work with mom and dad. If you were like me in 4th grade, sitting at my mom's desk when she was teaching, everybody's in a different boat. So we're trying to design stuff that will make sense for you. If you can do it with us, perfect. If you can't do it with us, you can still participate whenever it makes sense for you. This is just such a weird time. So I don't want we don't want that to be the thing that makes you panic, right? Like if you're having a hard time keeping up, that's a conversation we have and we find a solution to that problem together. I don't know how that looks on Schoology because we're still learning Schoology, but I can tell you that we're going to address the heart of your concern. We're going to make sure that we stay together.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions about anything else? Oh, just kidding.
I just really quick want to say thank you for coming. I will see all of my students, and I'm sure most of all the 4th grade students at some point through the first couple weeks. If you have questions, please feel free to email me or your child's turn teacher. We will get answers for you for whatever questions that you have. Okay, the recording will be sent out and then also saved on to our specific CIS webpage under the About Us tab. Okay. So look for that momentarily. But thank you for coming, and I know that you all have things that you probably need to do. So we will put this to a close, and you can forward any other questions to your teachers.
Right.
We will see you Tuesday.
Yep, we will see you Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. I saw a couple of questions about what should we do for Tuesday morning. We will send you a Zoom invite and have a space to sit down, piece of paper, notebook, pencil, and your computer, and an open mind, because this is going to be awesome.
Yes, for sure.
All right, we will see y'all later.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
So grateful for you all. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Do you want to say hi to anyone? Oh, you did. Okay.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Things and classmates and other things. Bye, Naya.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody be good, be safe.
Thank you, Miss Thompson Woods. Oh, thank you, Miss Thompson.
Bye.
Bye, Tobin.
Bye, Tobin.
Yay, fourth grade.
How'd it go,
All right.
Sheila? Did you like it? How many
Oh,
have you
no,
been
Miss Albert,
to?
you're breaking up.
I'm going to another one right now.